Chapter 3. Ragnar Kills the Dragon. At that time, Sigurd Ring ruled Denmark. He was a powerful king and had become famous after his battle against Harald Wartooth on Bravelia when he killed Harold, which has become known to everyone in the northern half of the world. Sigurd had a son named Ragnar. He was a big man, handsome and well provided with wisdom. He was good to his men and cruel to his enemies. As soon as he had grown old enough, he assembled an army and a fleet of ships and became the best kind of warrior, so that there were few who could equal him. Ragnar heard tell of what Jarl Herod had said, but he paid it no attention and acted as if he had never heard it. But he ordered some clothes made for himself of a strange type, shaggy pants and a shaggy cloak, and when they were done he ordered them boiled in pitch, and then he put them away. One summer, when Ragnar sailed with his army to Gotaland, he hid his ship in an inconspicuous spot in a fjord not far from where Jarl Herod ruled. And when Ragnar had been there one night, he woke up early in the morning, rose up and put on the same clothes as have been previously described. He took up a great spear in his hand and left the ships on his own, and he went down to a sandy place and he rolled around in the sand. And before he continued, he took the nail out of his spear that held the shaft to the point, and now he went alone from his ships to the Jarl's residence and came early in the day when everyone was sleeping. Now Ragnar turned towards Thora's cabin, and when he came inside the fence where the dragon was, he stabbed his spear into the dragon and pulled the spear back. And then he stabbed at the dragon again. The spear pierced the dragon's back, and then Ragnar twisted the spear so swiftly that the spearhead came loose from the shaft. The dragon made so much noise as it died that the cabin shook all around. Now Ragnar went away. A splash of the dragon's blood hit him between the shoulders, but it did not harm him because the clothes he had made protected him. The people inside the cabin awoke from the noise and went outside. Thora saw a big man walking away and asked his name and where he was going. He stopped and spoke this poem. "Beautiful woman, I have honourably risked my life, 15 years old, to fight the serpent. I would be dead from the snake's bite if my spear had not bitten the viper's heart sooner." Now he went away and said nothing more to her, but his spear point remained in the dragon's wound, though Ragnar took his spear shaft with him. When Thora heard this poem, she understood what he said about what he'd done and how old he was. She thought about who he might be, but she did not know whether he was even human or not, because it seemed to her that his size, for someone of his age, was like that of a monster. She returned to her room and went back to sleep. And when people came outside later in the morning, they saw that the dragon was dead, wounded by the big spear point that was still in the wound. The Jarl ordered the spear point taken out, and it was so large that it could not have served many men as a useful weapon. Now the Jarl thought about what he had said about the man who managed to kill the dragon, though he did not know whether this had been accomplished by a human man or not. He spoke with his friends and his daughter about how he should look for the man, and he thought it likely that this man would want the reward that had been promised. Thora suggested that a great meeting should be called, and declare this, that all men should come who are able and who don't want to face the Jarl's anger, and if the man who killed the dragon is one of them, he will probably have with him the spear shaft that fits the spear point. The Jarl thought this was a good idea, and he called together a meeting, and when the day came for the meeting, the Jarl and many other chieftains came, and there was a great crowd.